You don't need a million subscribers to make life-changing money online. In fact, a creator with a small audience can sometimes make more than channels getting millions of views. And that sounds fake until you understand where the money actually comes from. Because the biggest lie beginners believe is that YouTube pays creators. YouTube can pay creators, but for most people, it is not the business. It is the attention engine that feeds the business. The creator this video is based on made over $300,000 in 1 year, but only around $15,000 came from YouTube ads. That means the thing everyone obsesses over was not even close to the main source. And this is why small creators stay broke. They chase subscribers instead of building assets. They chase views instead of building trust. They chase virality instead of building something people can actually buy. So this video is not really about how to get rich from YouTube. It is about how a creator business actually works behind the scenes. And by the end, you will see the exact mistake that keeps small channels poor. Because the money was not hidden in one magic income stream. It came from 41 different sources, grouped into 7 buckets. But before we go through them, there is one important truth. This creator was not starting from nothing. They had an email list, a podcast audience, and followers on other platforms. So the lesson is not 5,000 subscribers equals $300,000. The lesson is subscribers are only one piece of the machine. And once you understand the machine, your channel becomes much more valuable. Let's start with the smallest income stream, because it reveals something most beginners get wrong. The first bucket was patronage. Basically, people could support the creator through small donations, and the total was only about $220, less than 1% of the business. Now this sounds disappointing, but it is actually a huge lesson. Just because people like your content does not mean donations are the best way to monetize it. Sometimes, free content creates more goodwill than asking for tiny payments. That goodwill can later become product sales, memberships, referrals, or opportunities. So the first lesson is simple. Do not monetize every tiny bit of attention too early, because trust is worth more than spare change. But the next income stream is where the money starts to get more interesting. The second bucket was affiliate income. Affiliate income means you recommend a product, and if someone buys through your link, you earn a commission. This creator made over $20,000 from affiliate revenue, and the important part is that most of it came from software. Not random gadgets, not cheap merch, not things people buy once and forget. Software can pay recurring commissions month after month. That is why one good recommendation can be worth far more than one viral video. But there is a catch. Affiliate income only works if people believe you. If you promote random junk, you might make one sale, but you destroy the asset that makes all future sales possible. So the real product is not the affiliate link. The real product is your reputation. And that leads perfectly into the third bucket. Digital products. This is one of the cleanest ways a creator can make money. A digital product can be a course, ebook, template, guide, preset, workshop, or checklist. This creator made over $31,000 from digital products. And here is why this matters so much for small channels. You do not need millions of people. You need the right problem, the right offer, and enough trust for someone to buy. A beginner mistake is thinking, I'll make a product once I'm famous. But smart creators think the opposite. They ask, what problem can I help people solve right now? That could be editing faster, building a better resume, starting a YouTube channel, learning a skill, or avoiding a painful mistake. Digital products work because they turn your knowledge into something scalable. You make it once, then it can sell again and again. But digital products also expose a painful truth. If your content is vague, your product will be vague. If your content solves a real problem, your product has a reason to exist. So content is not just entertainment. It is proof that you can help. Now the fourth bucket sounds boring, but it can be secretly powerful. Royalties. Royalties are payments you receive when someone uses your intellectual property. This could be from books, music, licensing, courses, designs, or platforms that pay for usage. This creator made over $34,000 from royalties. A big part came from courses created for a learning platform. And the powerful thing about royalties is that they can keep paying after the work is done. Now, this does not mean it is effortless. You still need skills, quality, and a platform or partner that values your work. But it shows a different way to think. Instead of only asking, how do I get more views? Ask, what can I create once that keeps creating value? That question changes everything. The fifth bucket is the most beginner-friendly, but also the easiest to get trapped in. Services. This means selling your time and skill directly. Coaching, consulting, freelancing, editing, design, writing, strategy, development, anything useful. This creator made over $37,000 from service-based work. And for beginners, this is often the fastest path to money, because you do not need a huge audience to sell a service. You need one person with a problem you can solve. If you can edit videos, write better titles, design thumbnails, build websites, organize systems, or teach a skill, you can start there. But here is the trap. Services are hard to scale. Every dollar is tied to your time, so services are great for starting. But if you want freedom, you eventually need assets, templates, courses, communities, licensing, content, systems. That is how you stop being just the worker and start becoming the owner of the machine. Now, the sixth bucket is the one most creators think they want first. Sponsorships. A sponsorship is when a company pays up front to be featured in your content. This creator made over $52,000 from sponsorships. But the interesting part is that it did not come only from YouTube. It came from newsletters and podcasts too. This is where small creators need to pay attention. A sponsor does not care about your ego. They care about return on investment. If they pay you $1,000, they need a believable path to making more than that back. That is why small audiences can still get sponsorships, but usually only if the audience is specific, trusted, and valuable. A small audience of business owners might be worth more than a huge audience of bored scrollers. This is why promoting a high-ticket product can make more sense than promoting a cheap product. If the sponsor sells something expensive, they need fewer sales to win. So the lesson is not, get sponsors as soon as possible. The lesson is, build an audience sponsors can actually profit from. But even sponsorships were not the biggest income stream. The biggest one was almost half the entire business. And it came from something most beginners ignore because it sounds too small. A membership community. This creator's community made over $161,000, almost half of the entire creator income. And this is where the whole video clicks. The money was not coming from strangers watching random videos. It was coming from people who trusted the creator enough to pay every month. The community offered ongoing value, live events, educational content, discussion, and access. It was not passive. Communities take work. You have to create value again and again. But the upside is powerful, because membership income is recurring. One customer does not just buy once. They stay if the value stays. This is the creator business most people never see. The YouTube channel is the front door. The business is what happens after someone walks through it. And that is why subscriber count can be misleading. A channel with 5,000 subscribers and deep trust can be more valuable than a channel with 500,000 random viewers. Because money follows trust, not just attention. Now let's put the full machine together. Patronage was tiny, affiliates were useful, digital products were scalable, royalties created leverage, services created quick cash, sponsorships monetized attention, and the membership turned trust into recurring revenue. That is the ladder. Most beginners only look at the top and think, I need more subscribers. But the better question is, what step am I actually on? If you have no audience, start with skills and services. If you have a small audience, start solving one painful problem. If people keep asking the same question, turn the answer into a product. If people trust your taste, recommend tools carefully. If your audience is specific, sponsors may care. If people want ongoing help, a membership might make sense later. But do not copy the final business before earning the trust that supports it. That is how creators burn out. They launch too many things too early. They sell before they understand the problem. They chase income streams instead of building value. The real order is simple. Skill first, content second, trust third, offer fourth, income fifth. Most people reverse it. They want income before skill, offers before trust, and sales before value. That is why they stay stuck. So if you are a small creator, here is the real takeaway. You do not need to become famous first. You need to become useful first. Useful creators can build trust. Trusted creators can make offers. Good offers can create income. And repeated income streams can become a real creator business. That is how a small audience can become worth more than a giant empty number. So stop asking, how do I get more subscribers? Ask, what would make my current subscribers trust me more? Because if 5,000 people trust you deeply, that is not small. That is a stadium of real humans. And if you know how to help them, that can become a business. The creator economy does not reward the biggest audience. It rewards the clearest value. Subscribers are not the money. They are people. And the moment you treat them like people, your channel stops being a lottery ticket. It becomes an asset. That is the difference between a creator who gets views and a creator who builds freedom. Don't build a channel that only gets watched. Build one that people trust enough to follow beyond the video. Because the real flex is not having millions of subscribers. The real flex is helping a small group so well that they make your work sustainable. That is how small creators win. Not by being everywhere, not by chasing every trend, but by becoming valuable enough that attention turns into trust, and trust turns into income. And if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. A small audience is only small if you treat it like a number. Treat it like real people with real problems, and it can change your life.